No, I mean, yes, it's about the princess, but whatever you think I'm going to say, it's probably...
You're not to be trusted either.
Look, fine, just out with it already, yeah? But if I hear the words, "You're here to slay her," or "If you don't, it will be the end of the world," you two are just wasting your time. It's all going to end when we open that cabin door, which means it's already all over. What's the point of dawdling when the end... Okay, that nonsense he's going on about, that's what we need to talk about. So you have met us. Because boy, were you in denial about that last time. No, I haven't met you, but reality is clearly falling apart at the moment, and the only reason that... What the hell are you talking? He's talking about those weird marble trees and how wrong everything looks. Yes, exactly. Whatever you did before gave her far too much power. So you've got to cut it out, get to that cabin and slay her before things get any more out of hand. We've built a new god, and she is Lim. What are our thoughts doing that? Make her small, make her small, make her small, make her small. Shit! Oh. Do you hear those two with their runaway thoughts? I'm only giving you the sliver of information I'm giving you now because things are already deep in the shitter. This was my last card to play, and it looks like it's already made things worse. So hurry, cabin, now. As you finish your inane question, the ground quakes beneath your feet. You feel an unyielding force pulling at you and your surroundings. The trees start to sway and then crumble. Even the earth beneath you seems to shift, your feet unable to grip solid ground as you're dragged forward. The end of everything. The beginning of something new. Stop believing everything you hear. We just have to get our thoughts in order. We just have to think straight. You already know everything you need to know. As you step forward, the cabin explodes, flung backwards, violently slamming into a tree as debris rains down around you. You watch in paralyzed awe and terror as the princess emerges, her body unfurling from some vast... The world bows to her. The ruined landscape shifts, trees and stone and the ground itself succumbing to her gravity, orbiting her.
Finally, the little bird has set me free. This is always how it was going to end. And
there's a loud thunk from the tree behind you as something embeds in its shattered bark. You're pristine. Yeah, screw all of this, I'm with you. A real god wouldn't need us as part of her plan. You'll never make it to her. And even if you do, what could you possibly hope? We'll do what we were always supposed to. We'll take this blade and we'll sink it. Look at the way everything's being flung around her. If we just throw ourselves in her direction... I don't know. Maybe it'll work. Maybe none of this is real. Maybe we can do whatever. With a forceful tug, you yank the blade out from the tree. You close your eyes and take a deep breath, and for a moment you can feel everything around you, and then your eyes open, settling on your target. You launch yourself towards the princess. You can feel her gravity envelop you, carrying you from the ground into the violent swirl of her orbit.
even now you defy me. Do it then. Show me what you think it takes to end what's destined to...
Yeah, do it. Show.
Why do I feel so cold?
No. Where did she go? She's gone. Is this the end of the world? And is that a mirror? What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt, this is what we all deserve.
Can't even trust ourselves.
Flickering lights in empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again. Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same. Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions. It feels correct. This is what I need to do. With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was. I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed. But in this moment, all I want is to know myself. Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are useless to us now, inaccessible. The only paths of value are those that are yet untread. Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me. This one is dominance, a figure capable of bending everything to her will. She will make for a terrifying. Do not mourn her, for she would not be able to mourn you. Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. Do not worry. There are no wrong answers. My preference is for you to show me what you would like me to see. I cannot know the ways I wish to grow, for I have yet to feel them. It is you who guides me down the thin trail of perspective and memory. The vessels are a weave of emotion at odds with themselves. But they are only perspectives. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side. If I am to be an ocean, you have given me enough to build upon. My waters are shallow and murky, and I yearn for the task of finding my vessels is your burden to. There is still much to be seen. Neither of us know the depths of our being. Perhaps at the end of this, I will be the one to kill you. Or perhaps we will leave this place together and find new horizons to discover. My roots burrow in an ocean beyond your sight. We cannot harm each other. I await your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end you're here to slay her. Don't mention it. It's all part of the job. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. The door to the basement creaks open, her voice soft.
Hello?
Is hypnotizing. So don't let it. How many times do I have to tell you how?
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here. Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist. She's beautiful. I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
Don't do it. If she gets out of those chains, we're all one.
Okay. Oh,
She pauses, carefully formulating her.
you can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is...
Is princess her name or her title? What if it's both?
Like I said, you can call me Princess if you'd like. I'm sorry, I've been down here so long, I guess I've just forgotten. I must have a...
Okay, that's weird. She hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully you're starting to see that she can't be true.
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
This is the only time this is ever going to happen. But, okay, but actually, what has she been? You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you.
You're making a huge... No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall. They're large and heavy. Far too...
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Who...
Maybe there's some way to break the chains? Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete no... If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure you attempt to make your way out of... You make your way to the bottom of the stair. Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm. No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't. As the princess approaches... Wait, this isn't... Watch me.
What are you doing?
Okay, there's no going back now. I'm with you to the end. You bring the blade down to strike at the princess's heart, but she's fast. She ducks to the floor, your blade narrowly grazing her backside. Slaying her won't be easy now that she's free.
We could have gotten out of here together. Were you just lying to me this whole time? I don't know what's come over you. But if I have to kill you, then I'll kill you.
She pounces on you with the same animal ferocity she used to tear through her arm. But you have a weapon. You raise the blade, digging it under her ribs, aiming directly for the heart. It's not enough to stop her. You feel her claws in your throat, then her teeth, somehow sharp enough to pull apart your flesh and sinew. You collapse to the floor, your body unresponsive as your blood pools on the ground beneath you. If we're lucky, the wound you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, it will kill her before she can reach the outlet. It can't just end. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny everything goes dark, and you die. You're on a path in the woods. You're here to slay her. A warning. Before you, she will lie, she will Don't worry. You can trust us to get the job done. The interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happened to resemble. The blade is your implement. No blade. It'll always be here if we need it. Sure, that was also true last time, and we still dug. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the mud. The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you. The air smells. Her voice.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. But you are. You're a wretched little thing. I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps.
She must have you confused with someone else. She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk her. You can't. Unless you slay her right away, Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out. Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk? You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the prince. Fine. You're the boss. Thank you. You descend the basement steps, entering the... You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and
And there you are, once again seeming to offer a helping hand while likely hiding the other behind your back. Fine.
She's acting like the two of you... Oh, no. That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that? We'll call it deductive reason. Well, you seem to be... Do you remember us then? Do you remember... No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly I'm just glad we could put all... Is it all behind us? Just focus on the task at hand. Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground. Don't talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they...
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
Ooh, smart. Let's apologize. Get us back on the right foot.
Oh, you're sorry. Isn't that nice? Yeah, if you're sorry, then let me out of here. I suppose you didn't come into my hovel of your own accord, did you? All right. I suppose I could team up. I need a way out after all.
Seems to me like she's offering a mutually benefit. Do you know what the word mutually means? Because it sounds to me like she's offering an arrangement that
Oh, of course. They're nothing to me.
The princess grins as the chains fall from her wrist. She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little... A woman after my own heart, really. She knows how to hold her cards close to her chest.
This is why she can't just be abandoned here. If left to her own devices, she'll find a way out.
Yes, let's.
She creeps forward, taking one cautious step at a time until you and she are face to face. She never breaks eye contact, even as the two of you find yourselves face to face. She's silent for a long moment, as if testing to see what you'll do now that she's within arm.
After you, darling. You're the one it lets come and go. It's best if I follow.
Oh no, we can't have that. If anyone is going to turn their back on anyone else, she's going to turn.
It shouldn't matter who leads and who follows. We're working together here.
Well, if it doesn't matter, then she can go first. We may be in this together.
Somebody has to go first, and it might as well be us. We're the ones who broke. You're talking a lot about trusting someone who, by her very definition, cannot be trusted. I don't know how many more warnings.
That's right. You're the one who's going first. Don't worry, I'll be right behind.
That's exactly what I'm worried about.
You step onto the stairs and begin your ascent from the basement. The princess follows close on your heel. You're only saying that because you want us to feel nervous. I do want those things, but I want them for a good reason. I don't need you to trust me for my sake, because I already know that I'm right.
Can we walk backwards up the stairs? I think that's the smarter idea. She can't sneak in and attack if we're facing her.
No. The stairs are a bunch of overgrown roots.
But
the princess is silent as you both continue the climb, and in no time... Isn't that a relief? We're fine. Nothing happened. You're not even going to wait until you're through that door to proudly claim your victory.
Why did you just say that? I think we know why.
You feel something dig into your shoulder, sharp and piercing. The princess clawing at you and pulling you down. Together you tumble back down the uneven stairs, your body and hers crashing against the unyielding wooden roots, until finally you both separate with a bone-shaking thud against the basement floor. You feel something pop. The princess lands against the far wall, gasping as she struggles to recover from the impact. You're still in shock, trying to get a hold of yourself. She grins as you continue to remain exactly where you are, cackling derisively as she watches you realize that you won't. Wait, why won't we be getting up? I'm afraid your back is broken. One unlucky fall is all it takes, really, and you had several.
You know what? I'll say it. That sucks. I don't like having a broken.
We were going to help her. Why? Why did she do that?
It's what I would have done.
Have you considered not being like that?
Of course not.
It's what keeps us alive. And yet here we are, paralyzed and stuck with someone who hates us in the basement of a...
You must have known this was coming. The arrogance of turning your back to me after everything you've done. Why would I ever trust you? Your hands have spilled my blood. And knowing that, you should never have trusted me either. You should have known I would never By our very natures, only one of us could make it upstairs unscathed. Someone had to make the first move. Better me.
See, this is why I wanted her to go first. I had this whole little scheme planned, where once she'd passed by the table upstairs, and then you'd say something like, wow. And then you would have done it and we wouldn't be stuck. There's just one problem with that. And what's that? She was clearly planning to betray us. And if she was in front of us, she would have gotten to the blade first.
Ugh, you're right, aren't you? I thought this whole thing was ironclad, but really it was doomed from...
The princess's body twitches as she tries to get up.
Ho ho ho! So she's got it as bad as us.
Something inside me is broken. Isn't that a cruel twist of the knife? Isn't that so funny?
She eyes you with intensity, silence falling between you for a long moment as her gaze travels up and down your battered form.
Seems I'm not the only one, though.
Wait, are we both just stuck here? Certainly seems that way. What a way to go. But look on the bright side. In all this chaos, you may have actually managed to deliver a lethal wound.
We're going to die together. Isn't that a lovely treat? I wonder how long it'll take. Maybe I'll get to watch the worms.
Is that really what's going to happen? Hello? Are you still there? I think he's gone.
Something strange is twisting this place out of shape. I wasn't feeling much of anything, but now I feel...
She's gone. Where did she go? And is that a mirror?
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is. If he thinks it's bad, I'm with him. What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before. You better watch your back. You can't get rid of me that.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still. And yet my waters flow and my streets bustle. There are no words that can describe me into I am everything that you have known me to be. It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. It says that your heart is gentle, that even in the darkness, this one is hope, marred by bitterness. She could see the end of the tunnel, and the door was closed on her. She will make for a righteous and weathered heart. Do not mourn her. She is finally on the other side. My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward, except when you are here with me. Perhaps this will change when our work is done. The desires of my multitude thrive in endless competition with themselves. I yearn for what I have always yearned for, my awakening. I care about your gifts, but the tides do not dictate where they are pulled. My gift to you is to let you choose your path. We will know when we near our destination. As easily as you can stand to be you. You are like me. There's nowhere for you to be but here. If that remains your choice when all is said and done, then you may try. I will regret destroying you if that is what we come to. I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
You're on a path in the woods. You make your way up the short path. The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. You take the blade from the table. The door to the base, her voice carries up the...
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Then drop the knife.
We should. It'll go a long... Don't you dare. You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip.
Then I'm not talking to you.
You stare at the princess. She squints back. The two of you are gonna do this forever. You squint even harder. So does she. At least nobody's dying right now. You're going to have to make a... The blade...
Thank you. Maybe now we can just...
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face. Unarmed.
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people... Oh, have you decided what to do with...
You know why... Have to be. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. She speaks with almost complete. If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure you attempt to make your way out of the bed. You try the door, but it's locked from you're here to. Your shouts and I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay. You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. Against your better judgment. No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't, as the princess Wait, this isn't watch me. Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it! Stop resisting me! I am trying to... The blade. Move the...
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground. Blood. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. You're on a path in the woods, and you're here to slay her. A warning. She will lie. Yeah. Did you just say... No, I didn't. Just ignore this. The interior of the cabin is less. The only furniture of note is an iron table. Bolt. The blade is your implement. I'm afraid I'm going to insist we take the blade. Are you sure? What if she... Yes. Turns it again? Okay. Normally, yeah, but not about this. Call it a reef. Wonderful. You do exactly that, sweeping the knife from the table before proceeding to the basement. Don't worry about it. We have a knife, so what? No, you don't have to do anything, but you do well to use it regardless. Moving on, the door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. Her voice, harsh but controlled.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs.
I wonder what visitors she could be referring to. Were we not the first? You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall. Should we be worried about the one around her neck? Why would you be worried about her restraints? If anything, have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding...
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted...
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
Do you think this is a game? Do you think these chains take away my say in things?
As you move towards the princess, she stands, her chains clinking as she wraps them around her fists. In an instant, they're around your neck, both of you dropping to the ground as she pulls them taut, bracing her body against yours as you struggle uselessly. The metal chains constrict around your windpipe as the princess heaves with a muscled intensity.
Drop the knife or you die.
What is she doing? We weren't trying to attack her. I can see where she might have gotten the wrong idea. She doesn't have much agency here. Would we have trusted? I don't know. How about we think about the nuances of interpersonal... How many times did I warn you she's not to be trusted? As your weapon falls pathetically to the floor, the princess releases you from her stranglehold, shoving you up. Your hands test the bruised flesh of your neck as you regain your senses, watching with a dazed expression as the princess snatches up the blade.
That wasn't so hard, was it?
She pulls up her hair, smiling slightly, as she raises the blade to her throat.
You can stay right where you are for this next part.
What is she doing? She doesn't say another word as she cuts into her own. No. Her eyes stare forward, unblinking, as she soars through skin. I'll be damned. She's actually doing your job for you, huh? So that... Killing herself? She isn't dead yet. Finally, you hear a snap. Her eye twitches. There's an uneasy silence. Her head twists slowly to the side, flopping to her. The remaining tissue is not enough to hold the weight of her severed head. It stretches and tears until finally it falls. Oh no, oh no, oh no, what did we do? Can we put... The princess's eyes stare up at you. Dead. Are you sure she's not winking? Obviously not. She is thoroughly deceased. I hate this. Can we... Of course, the princess is slain and the world is saved. Whenever you're ready, you can proceed. We should take her with us, don't you? What? No, you shouldn't do that. Why? I can think of lots of reasons. A trophy, proof of our victory. You don't need proof, you don't need a trophy, and she doesn't deserve a burial. Even after all that, you're still not satisfied, are you? Something. I'm just eager to put this all behind us and give you your... I'm just keeping myself sharp. I'm not so eager. I am. I'm on team, let's put this all behind us, so can we leave already? Ugh, fine. You pick up the princess's severed head, its neck stump still oozing but... Did you see that? I could have sworn she moved. She didn't. But what if she's not? Are you listening to yourself? Do I need to explain to you why decapitation is lethal? You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only, a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is...
Well played.
This is the end of the world, isn't it? I always thought I'd at least have time to explain myself before I had to watch it happen. It's already over? But we're still here. Maybe it wasn't the end of the world after all. Maybe it was just the end.
Thanks for carrying me up here. I had to take it on faith that you would know what to do. I'm glad I was right to trust you. So, this is the outside. Maybe it's just my lack of body, but it's colder.
She's gone. Where does... Is that a... mirror? You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but some...
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. It doesn't matter if there are. People are frail and we are real. Nothing is an idea that dwells in the absence of something, but nothing This one is cold and cynical. She has protected herself when others could not. She will make for a clever heart. Do not mourn her. She doesn't need to be protected any longer. No, the point of a No, their minds are empty, existent, but constantly shifting into something new. Do you think you're... Do not look to one who fears me for your truth. The only answers worth knowing are those we can find within ourselves. One, whatever you bring me next will be enough, and then gravity will pull the others back to me. I will be... These gifts are a conversation, and each one shows me the contours of your heart. The only thing I want to see. You've already tried waiting, but I understand if... I will see you when you return. What textures will you weave for yourself to occupy forever? Will you place the images of you and I? If you close that box, will you become another you in another world? An imaginary pattern repeating itself. You'll always come back to the box, because you'll always want to know what it means to be you.